Hey, my loves. Listen, I forgot about my second channel that I created when somebody had my channel shut down for a week last year. I didn't realize how jealous people were. My channel was just starting to like take off, and then I don't know, somebody did some bullshit. But I started another channel called Straight Out of Philly Tarot. I completely forgot about it until my guides brought it to my attention this morning. It came up across my timeline. So I was like, oh shit, like let me build that one up too. Because this is where I'm at right now. I've always been the kind of person who loved giving more than receiving, but because I had drug addictions for most of my life, I couldn't do that financially. I was always the one receiving help. I was very codependent. Now I'm independent and now I want to give back in that way as well. I know that I've always been an earth angel and I'm always going to be an earth angel. So I know that the energy and the healing energy and the advice and just me being myself is enough to give. But we're coming into times where there's people who they need things and they deserve it and they're learning lessons and taking accountability and they're doing the best that they can. So I have since when I first started getting monetized on this channel, I had a really hard time getting a 6-digit pin because I don't have a home address currently. And then people have my mail forwarded so that I didn't receive certain mail because I'm not supposed to be here. You feel me? I'm supposed to be gone and I'm not going nowhere in case they forgot because I know that you guys are listening too. I'm not going nowhere. So, and then I had the pin sent to the address that was on my license, which is someone's family that I'm very close to, that I used to live there, and they were taking my mail and saying that it never showed up. So now the investigator that's working with me on all of my stuff is now looking at them for mail fraud. Anyway, I wound up reaching out to YouTube, and after a couple weeks of verifying credentials and everything, they okayed it without the pin, and now I started receiving my income from my earnings from YouTube. Since then, I have been giving back heavily because it makes me feel better to give than to receive. And yesterday, someone in particular, a subscriber, but a friend of mine, I've seen a comment that she had made. She had donated to me multiple times when I had nothing and she was struggling too. So this was my chance to give back for all the times that she had donated. And I didn't realize how important it was until I spoke to her. Well, what happened was when I gave her the money through Cash App, she texted me how grateful she was, and then I didn't realize the situation that she was in. So then I gave her more, and then she gave me an audio text, and the but when I first gave backtrack, sorry, when I first gave her the rest of the money, I immediately, like seconds later, started crying heavily. And I'm like, what is this? Because I'm not really much of a crier anymore. I really never really was a crier. And it's not because I'm too tough. It's because I literally, I've been through so much and had so much happen to me that I'm like calloused at this point. Not calloused to the point where I don't want to give back anymore or help people. My emotions are different. But I figured out, like, once I listened to her audio text message and how I mean, I could barely make out her voice. She was so upset with gratitude that I realized I was picking up on her energy from 500 miles away from me. Then I eventually spoke to her on the phone. We talked about shit going on in the world, and it made me feel really good to help her out. So I don't want to see anybody on the street with children or hungry or anything like that, because nobody deserves to be in that situation unless you're a really shitty person. I do believe that people deserve what they put out. So if you were trying to put someone on the street, intentionally evict them, intentionally make them lose, you will lose tenfold, period. And I'm not going nowhere. So, because I know my ops are listening too, I'm not going nowhere. Okay, write that down, embed it in your brain. It's a fact. So I want to start building up this other channel. One, it's cool to just keep growing, and I'm gonna be honest. I would like to get that channel monetized too because I want to start giving back. I want to start giving back even to subscribers of mine that I know and trust. And I mean, you guys can test this theory. Ask your pendulums. This isn't bullshit. I really want to start making a difference. And I think a lot of us say, well, you know, when I'm rich, I'll start giving back, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And some of us are in situations where we actually can if we didn't buy so many things. So I feel like the universe is testing me. Like, I know that you say you want to do this. You don't have to wait until you're a millionaire to start giving back to people. Now, I told my boyfriend everything. He's been really on the fence with the shit that I've given out so far in the past few months, but he supports me. He supports me in everything I do. And I almost don't know if he supports me or he's just afraid of the backlash, but whatever it is, it works. And yesterday I told him, I was sitting here for like 15 minutes, just like rocking back and forth. And he's like, what's going on with you? And I said, I gave to so-and-so. He knows who she is because I speak about her a lot. And he goes, okay, how much? And when I told him, he just looked at me and I said, and I started crying. I was crying already. And I realized I was showing him her emotion. And then I let him listen to the message and he completely understood. So, because I believe that my boyfriend and I, we are prototypes of what a healthy bond should be. Friends, lovers, got each other's backs, can't split us apart. And I believe that we came here to make a difference in this world. We're both earth angels. And this is why we're so heavily protected. He was around, just like myself, people who did things for us, but we realized what was behind it now, having narcissistic people around us a lot. It was to make us feel low about ourselves, or to hold it over our heads, or to hide, for some of them, hide the shit that they were stealing from us, actually. So he doesn't know this. He doesn't know give and don't expect it in return, because that's what we were around our whole lives. People who expected for us to give back or do something for them in some way. It was almost like we were being bought for an ulterior motive. So I say this to say, just I'm asking, you know, I don't. If you can't donate and stuff, then help me build up that other channel so that I can double my monetization, so that I can give back. Test the theory, check your pendulums. I know that you guys know I'm authentic. I'm literally living in a hotel and I'm still giving back and helping people so that they don't go hungry and that they're not on the street. This is another reason why I am here. I love you guys. We're not going nowhere. My other channel is straight out of Philly Tarot. Bear with me because it takes a lot of energy out of me. And for the tarot readers who have more than one channel, I'm sure that you understand it's draining to even do it on one channel when you're truly tapped in. It takes a lot out of me. So I'm going to be building it slowly, but I would appreciate it if you guys would just help me build it up. That's all. I love you. Nowhere. Philly out.